Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for the invitation to come and join you this evening. And I apologise, first of all, that I don't look as smart as you all do. I have just come back up from the British Army's training area on Salisbury Plain, where I joined the Ukrainian ambassador to the United Kingdom for an act of remembrance with the Ukrainian soldiers that are training down there with the British Army at the moment. There's a moment tomorrow, literally a moment tomorrow, to pause and reflect on the sacrifice of so many thousands of Ukrainians in the defense of their freedom over the last year. And so I won't invite you to do that now. But I will just say that two things. First of all, they will win, and we should stick by them. And secondly, there's something quite incredible about going through an act of remembrance when on the other side of the square from you are a few hundred Ukrainian warriors 3 weeks into their training as volunteers and 2 weeks away from the front line in the Donbass. And so whilst tomorrow you'll pause and reflect on the sacrifice of those that have gone before, perhaps once all the speeches are over this evening and you get down to your meal, you'll just have a brief toast to yourself as a table to those amazing, courageous men and women who are taking the fight to the Russians in the name of freedom back home in their country, Ukraine. However, as good as a war story is, why on earth has an MOD minister rocked up to your dinner? I think you would probably expect to see a business minister or a treasury minister, and they would tell you that the 23% of British GDP that you generate is invaluable. They will tell you that you are indispensable to the net zero mission. They will tell you that the skilled jobs that you provide and the investment that you make in local colleges and schools to help generate the skilled workforce that you need is absolutely essential to changing lives the country over. They would also tell you how the pioneering that you do in advanced manufacturing is boosting UK productivity and pushing the boundaries of artificial intelligence and automation. Those things are all hugely important, and my colleagues in the Treasury or the business and trade departments would be right to come here and blow lots of sunshine up your backsides for that. So too would colleagues from the Department of Health be right to come and reflect that you answered the call when ventilators and vaccine production lines were needed during the pandemic. And I know for a fact that there are businesses in this room who have had, as a few other companies around the UK have had, the call from Kyiv, where someone's just gone on Google in the Ukrainian MOD and said, we need drones, and they found some company in Wiltshire who makes them, and before you know it, you're speaking directly to the Ukrainian MOD, being offered a contract there. And for those of you who have had that call and have answered it, thank you for that too. But as a defence minister, I actually want to reflect on something more strategic. Because across the world, the geopolitics are becoming more uncertain. The world is becoming more dangerous. And that's why, for those of you that do occasionally dabble in the foreign policy and foreign affairs pages of our newspapers or tune in to the sort of podcasts or radio shows where very rarely, frankly, foreign defence and security policy are discussed, you'll hear again and again and again very earnest conversation about nearshoring and onshoring. Because what people are realising on the back of 2.5 to 3 years of disruption to global supply chains through the pandemic, and a year of disruption to global supply chains because of war in Ukraine, your sovereignty, your freedom, depends on your ability to manufacture. And in an ever more technologically enabled world, the real thing that drives your sovereignty is not, as it was 100 years ago, your abilities to bend steel and have access to oil and gas, as important as those things still are for now. But in the 21st century, with the world as it is right now, the thing that really makes you sovereign is your ability to manufacture advanced technologies. Now, I don't think that any of you get out of bed in the morning thinking about the role that you play in delivering the sovereignty of the United Kingdom. But I kid you not, and take it from me as the Minister of the Armed Forces, that every bit as important as the hard power that comes from our armed forces is your ability to keep us going at times of crisis and to give us a strategic edge in the world. So thank you for all you do. Enjoy your dinner.